The World Cup round of 16 delivered another unforgettable day of drama. Argentina looked to be heading out after falling 2-0 behind against Egypt with 12 minutes remaining, but produced one of the greatest comebacks in World Cup history to beat Egypt 3-2 despite some refereeing controversy. Meanwhile, Switzerland and Colombia couldn't be separated after 120 intense minutes, with the Swiss holding their nerve in a dramatic penalty shootout to book their place in the quarterfinals as they will face against the current world champion, Argentina.
Running a website sounds easy until you're dealing with blogs, pages, events, and about 10 different tabs open at the same time. That's why today's episode is sponsored by Odoo. Odoo lets you build your website, manage blogs, create events, and basically run everything in one place instead of switching between 5 different platforms. Honestly, it makes the whole process way smoother. If you are thinking about building your own website, blog, or project, check out Odoo using the link in the description below. If you want to start building your own website or brand online, you can check out Odoo in the description below and get started for yourself.
Don't forget, guys, to like, share, subscribe for the new episode of the football show. So let's get started. And like I said before, there's an event coming up. Like I said, very soon, at the 19th of July for the World Cup watch party. If you want to come, watch the game, have an enjoyment, you can do it. Now, let's talk about the Argentina versus Egypt game. Obviously, there's a lot to talk about, of course. First of all, as an Egyptian, I'm very proud. I'm very proud of what we have achieved in this World Cup. I'm very proud how well we competed. I'm very proud how well we've conducted ourselves, mostly. Not obviously in this game to some extent, and I'll talk about it why. But how mostly we conducted ourselves, how well we defended, how well we attacked, how well we played as a team, the commitment we showed, the desire we showed, the effort we showed, the passion that we showed, the character that we showed, the courage that we showed. Everything we've shown in this World Cup, we've shown that we can compete with anybody. Even with the world champion, we can compete with anybody. And I'm so proud of this Egypt side because they have given me, this World Cup performance from Egypt, especially in this game. They've given me reasons to be positively, be encouraged about Egypt's future as a national team in the future because what they have achieved in this World Cup is amazing. We've played the last 16 of the World Cup, which is something that we've never done before. We've never won a football match in knockout stages of the World Cup, which we did against Australia. All right, it was on penalties. All right, it was the last 32, but we still won a match on penalties and won a match on knockout stages. And what we achieved has been incredible. This game especially, we were 15 minutes away or 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes away from knocking out the world champion. And everybody, a lot of people before the game said, yeah, Argentina are going to destroy us. Argentina are going to have an easy game, no problem, no drama. They're going to destroy us. They're going to have a time of their life and blah, blah, blah. And then we showed that we can compete. We showed that we can fight. We were not scared of Argentina. We were not like, oh, it's Argentina. Oh, it's Lionel Messi. Oh, it's the world champion. What do we do? We played with courage. We played with balls. We played with cojones. And I'm so proud of those players and Hossam Hassan because they have done something incredible this World Cup. Absolutely incredible. Phenomenal. Like to compete what we did, the way we did in this game, to compete against Lionel Messi's Argentina, to compete against the world champion, the way we did against a top quality team like Argentina, against a team who's the current world champion. For us to come that close to beating them, and the effort and the commitment and the performance that we've shown in this game, we deserve a lot of credit. And of course, it's a heartbreak the way we've gone out because we were 2-0 up with 15, 20 minutes to go. And you think like, okay, you should see the game out. But I think the biggest mistake we made in this game is that we conceded the first goal of Argentina too early. If we conceded the first goal, let's say 89th minute or 90th plus minute, then fine. But the fact that we conceded that a bit earlier, I think that gave the chance for Argentina to have the momentum, to have the confidence, to have the belief, to have now, yeah, we scored one goal, now we could score another. and especially you can see within the Argentinian players' faces, Scaloni, Argentinian fans, they started to become more noisy and started to become more passionate and started to be more in the game basically and start supporting. They were supporting the whole match, but I'm pretty sure they were down, especially when they were losing 2-0. And I think that first goal for sure gave them confidence and belief they could go and win the game. Because let's be honest, Argentina for most of the game they were not that good. But back to Egypt, what we've achieved, how well we compete in this game is absolutely incredible. How well we've done in this World Cup, like we were unbeaten, like we were almost unbeaten. Like we've competed, like we played really well against Belgium. We should have won. We beat New Zealand. We somehow, even though some of the difficulties we had against Iran, we managed to at least get a draw. We beat Australia in the last 32, and we were that close to beating Argentina as well. Um, I couldn't be more proud of those Egyptian players and the coach as well, because what they've achieved, the effort they showed, the commitment, the passion, the desire, the commitment, the dedication they've showed in this whole World Cup for Egypt, especially in this game. I can't fault them at all. I cannot criticize them. Yes, obviously the comeback of Argentina is something maybe we could have done better on that aspect, but generally what we've done is incredible, and those players have made us proud. They made us proud. They made us believe again. They made us like feel like even though we were out of the World Cup, at least we went out of the World Cup with a bit of soul, with a bit of a feeling of, yeah, we gave everything what we had. Because the worst thing you can do is that leave to lose a football match with regrets. The most important thing, if you're gonna lose a football match, make sure you lose a football match without any regrets. And I'm pretty sure those Egyptian players, all of them, and Hossam Hassan, and all the rest of the coaching staff of Egypt, they left this game without any regrets, because they know, and we know, that they gave everything on the pitch. They died on the pitch. They gave everything. They showed character, fight, tenacity, balls, character. Those players, they gave us a reason to be. They gave us a lot of reasons. They gave us a lot of reasons as Egyptian fans to be proud of them. And I'm really, really happy with them. And congratulations for a fantastic tournament of the World Cup. Congratulations to also Argentina for qualifying for the quarterfinals. But listen, I'm sad at the same time, because we could have been in the quarterfinals playing against Switzerland, and instead we could have been preparing for the quarterfinal match against Switzerland on Saturday or Sunday, because my time is gonna. It was the game was gonna be at 4 a.m. So the game between Argentina and Switzerland is gonna be 4 a.m. in my time. Um, but still, like, what these players have achieved, what Hossam Hassan has done is absolutely incredible. Like Hossam, like, we don't have a lot of great experiences in the past World Cups. In 2018 World Cup, we went out, I think, on the group stages. 1990, I think we didn't do that well as well. But this World Cup, we've done something that we've never did before, which is qualifying out of the group stages, winning a.
Also, quick shout out to Odoo for sponsoring today's episode. I was literally updating the site earlier, and the blog event setup is ridiculously easy to use. Links below if you want to check it out. Anyway, back to the show.
football match in the knockout stages and competing the way we did against the world champion. Absolutely fantastic. And these players gave everything. Defensively, we were so organized, we were so compact. How well we defended, we kept some of the best players in the world very, very quiet until they scored the first goal from Romero, and that was an assist from Messi. But for 75, 80 minutes, we were so strong defensively. We kept them really, really quiet. And especially not only that in the attack, as Shubair, I mean, what a performance he had! The saves he made, the penalty save he made for Messi, he had an amazing game. Um, Defensively we were so strong, so organized until obviously the last 15, 20 minutes. And then going forward, we had chances. It's not like we in the second half we tried to park the bus and hold it for 1-0. We tried to score goals. We scored the second goal, which was the Salah VAR, and then 10 minutes later or 8 minutes later, we scored again from Mustafa Ziko, and he scored another one to make it 2-0. Like, we went for it, and we were brave. We were brave, and we tried to go for the second goal. It's not like we were, let's go on, hold on for 1-0 lead. We tried to go for it. We did everything we can to win this game. and I can't fault the players at all. Me as an Egyptian fan, yes, you can maybe criticize them for, or maybe say, point the finger and say, yeah, maybe we should have done better towards the end and so on. For the comeback, you could say, you could point out the fingers on some of the refereeing decisions, and I'm going to talk about it, and so on. But what these players have done is, they've done us, they've done everybody around the world, all the Egyptians around the world, so proud. And I'm so proud today. I'm so proud to wake up today as an Egyptian fan. Yes, you might say, oh, but you lost and you are out. But I'm proud because I know those players gave everything. I know those players competed really well, and I know those players gave us a World Cup as Egyptian fans that we will not forget for a long time. What we achieved in this World Cup as a nation, especially as a nation that we've been successful in Africa Cup of Nations, but we were never that successful in the World Cup. Like for example, Morocco, where they reached the semi-finals 4 years ago. And for us to do what we did, to reach this last 16, to win our first game in the knockout stages, these players have gave us something to hope for the future, something positively to hope for the future. And who knows, we will go again. I'm pretty sure in the future we'll go again. We will try to do better in the Africa Cup of Nations. We'll try to qualify for the World Cup again, and try to also do a better as we did than we did in 2026. Of course, it's going to be more difficult because maybe Salah might not play for us in 2030 World Cup, but who knows? Who knows? But these players have gave everything. And what I liked about this Egyptian team is that we're not a one player team. We are a team. We are a proper team. We're not a one man team. We are a team that sacrifices for each other. Even if Ashur went off, other players you can step up. The likes of Zico, the likes of Haitham Hassan, who was absolutely fantastic. Trezeguet, every player gave everything for the team, and I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of Hosam Hassan for what we've achieved, and yeah, great match, and we performed a fantastic match, and for sure we deserve to. With what we were, let's be honest, we were better than. Yes, you could. If you look at the statistics, you might say, "Oh, Argentina, they were the dominant team and they were better than us," and so on. But if you look at the game, defensively, we were so organized, so strong. We didn't concede. Like in the first half, they had chances, the penalty, and a couple of saves that Shubir had to make. But other than that, I thought like defensively, before the first goal of Romero, defensively were so strong, so compact, so organized, well dedicated, showed great commitment, great fight, great tenacity, great energy, great courage, great passion. We showed great dedication, great commitment in our defending, and especially not only that, also we tried to go for the second goal. We scored. We didn't. It was not allowed, but after that we scored again. So I'm proud of those Egyptian players. I'm very, 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 very proud. So yeah, but unfortunately we are out of the World Cup. Unfortunately, as for Argentina, I mean, you look at their performance in this game. Um, like, I mean, listen, Argentina are the current world champion, and they've got some quality players. But you have to look at their performances in this World Cup so far, especially against Cape Verde and against Egypt. They haven't looked like a team that's going to win the World Cup. Let's be honest. Except Messi stepping up for them, all the other players, maybe Lisandro Martinez, he's been good for them, but even defensively, Argentina were vulnerable in this game. They were vulnerable, except Messi. Like you look at the performances of other players, they haven't been that good enough. They haven't been that good enough. I mean, Argentina, if you look at the last two performances against Egypt and Cabo Verde, they haven't looked like a team that is a proper World Cup winning team. If you ask me which two teams who have looked like a proper World Cup winning team so far, in my opinion, it's France and Spain. If you tell me Argentina, I would say no, because like they scraped the win against Cabo Verde, and they completed a great. Don't get me wrong, they completed a great comeback against Egypt, and of course, to come back from 2-0 down with 12, 30 minutes to go is not easy. It's not easy, and they found a way to make a fantastic comeback. So they deserve a lot of credit for a great comeback, and despite and not giving up despite they were 2-0 down and they conceded three goals because one of them was obviously disallowed, to still come back to show the fight that they showed. You have to still give them a lot of credit, because they gave they made a fantastic comeback. You have to give them a lot of credit. However, if you look at January, their for 75 minutes they were really, really poor. really poor by their high standards. Really poor. They had a lot of possession in the second half, but not like big chances. Messi missed a penalty as well, and like if Argentina want to win the World Cup, they cannot play like this. They cannot. Like, yes, don't get me wrong, it's a great comeback. If I'm an Argentinian fan, oh, listen, I'm over the moon, and it was a great comeback. But if I look at our two performances, if I was an Argentinian fan and I look at our last two performances against Egypt and Cabo Verde, I would say we're not going to win the World Cup by playing like that. If we want to win the World Cup, we need to play better. If that would be my message if I was an Argentinian fan or Lionel Scaloni or Argentinian player. That would be my message, because like you can't win the World Cup by scraping wings against two sides. Let's be honest. I don't like saying this as an Egyptian fan. Don't get me wrong, but you can't win the World. You can't win the World Cup by scraping two wins against two sides where you should beat them comfortably. I mean, let's also be honest. Also, if you look at all the games Argentina played this World Cup, they haven't played against a side where you'd say, "Oh my God, they've got players that could scare you." And they're going to play against Switzerland in quarterfinal. And Switzerland are a decent team, but they're not a team that don't have players that can massively scare you. Like Argentina haven't played like a Norway, like a France, like a Spain, like an England, like a Portugal, like a Germany, they didn't have a tough group. Also, let's be honest. So if I'm an Argentinian fan and I look at our performances, I'm like, if we play a proper team at some point, we will get punished. We will get punished because we can't keep playing like this. So yeah, like I think that's the obviously if I was an Argentine fan, that's one of the main concerns I have, is that we cannot keep playing like this. That to win the World Cup, you cannot scrape wins against two sides that you should comfortably beat them. You can't. Like France, when they play, mostly except against Paraguay, mostly in their games where, like for example, Sweden and Iraq, they won both of them comfortably. Spain, yeah, you could say they drew to Cabo Verde, but against Cabo Verde, at least they created a lot of chances. At least they were unlucky. At least the goalkeeper had the worldie. At least they hit the bar. Whereas Argentina, for what? How many shots on target? Except the penalty. Let's be honest. Except the penalty, how many shots on target they had before they scored the first goal? Not many. Not many. Like they didn't have like big, like Schubert had to make two or three good saves. Obviously the penalty save, but second half before Romero scored, they didn't have like big chances. They didn't have chances where like Schubert had to make like really difficult saves, like in the first half. So listen, if I was an Argentine fan, there are concerns, because not every game Messi is going to save you from death. Not every game. Not every game. Like, listen, maybe Argentina are kind of conserving their energy because they're not playing, because they haven't played against a proper team. So maybe they're conserving the energy towards the end where they will actually play against a proper team. But again, like it's difficult to put a good argument to say that this Argentina side is going to win the World Cup, regardless if Messi continues to step up or not. And listen, Messi's a freak. Let's be honest, Messi's a freak. But what players when Argentina won the World Cup 2022, not only Messi stepped up, all the other players stepped up. Di Maria stepped up, Julian Alvarez stepped up, Emiliano Martinez stepped up, Paul stepped up. They had other players who stepped up for Argentina as well, not just one player. Messi obviously was the main star, but they had other players who stepped up for them. Whereas this Argentina side, only Messi stepped up. Mostly, obviously, except the winning goal from Edson Fernandez towards the end. But if we're being very honest, Messi brought them back to the game. Messi brought Argentina back to the game with the assist for the first goal and his fantastic goal towards the second goal. He brought them back to the game. Let's be honest. So yeah. And speaking of Lionel Messi, I mean, he just keeps doing it. I mean, listen, the guy is still as 39. He's still pain in the ass. Like I was like when I was watching the game and I saw him miss the penalty and he didn't have his best game. I was like, oh my God, we're doing a great job. We're doing a great job. We're stopping Messi. We're stopping Argentina. We scored 2 goals. Like we should go on and win the game. We have a great chance. This is going to be our day. And then Of course, he needs only one or two moments for everything to change, because that's what Messi is. Like, even if he doesn't, you might think like he's not, he doesn't have the best day, and he missed the penalty and so on. No matter, even if he misses a couple of chances, he will always find a way at any point to step up, and he did it. Unfortunately, that's what, 8 goals, 8 goals in the World Cup, 8 goals. He produced another assist. Also, I think that's the most. He has now the most assists in the World Cup history, if I'm not mistaken. So, or joint amount assists, because I think Maradona had also like a lot of assists also. So yeah, he had also four superior player of the match awards. So he just keeps doing it, man. He just keeps doing it. Unfortunately, he stepped up once again. I thought like I thought we did the great job to stop him for majority of the game, but of course that little fella, he always finds a way to step up no matter what. Unfortunately, but yeah, I have to accept it. We as Egyptians have to accept it, and yeah, it is what it is. But he stepped up once again. He saved Argentina from. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. He saved Argentina's ass in this game. Let's be honest. He saved Argentina's ass. Let's be honest, because yeah, you could say Fernandez scored the third goal, but Messi brought them back to the game. Like, if Messi didn't assist for that first goal, and I know it's ifs and buts and maybes, then that's it. Like, without Messi, Argentina are not they're not a good team. Let's be honest. Without Messi, they're not a good team. So yeah, but Lionel Messi, he's done it once again, and what a brilliant performance once again. Despite he missed the penalty, despite he didn't have the best game, he still found a way to step up, and he still found a way to make something happen. And he did for the first goal, and he did for the second goal. So yeah, and you could clearly see, especially for the first goal for Romero, I think that goal gave them momentum, gave them confidence, gave them belief that Argentina, yeah, we could go and win the game, and the fans started to get fired up. And yeah, after that, they scored the 2 goals, Messi and Fernandez, and yeah, it was a great comeback. It was a similar game between Belgium and Japan, where Japan were 2-0 up, and then Belgium came back out of nowhere. Similar to also Man City, when Man City won the league in 2001, 2022, and they played against Aston Villa, they were 2-0 down also, and then as soon as I think Gundogan scored that first goal, they have the momentum and confidence after that, and then went on to win the game, and went on to win the Premier League. So yeah, and this was a similar case, unfortunately, and unfortunately it went against Argentina. So sorry, against Egypt, unfortunately. So yeah, how am I feeling? I'm feeling really really sad, to be honest with you, because we could have been in quarterfinals of the World Cup. And we would have played against Switzerland as well. Switzerland are not that great, but that's life, unfortunately. Um, Now let's talk about some of the refereeing decisions, because obviously there's a lot of controversy from a lot of people. Let's look at one by one. Firstly, Mustafa Ziko's disallowed goal, which it didn't matter much, because 8 minutes later we still scored the second goal and we still went 2-0 up. So it was not like the latest goal where we scored the third goal and we could have been 3-0 up and then it was disallowed. It was 2-0 and it was disallowed, but then after that we scored again. But you look at that goal, I mean, it's a foul. Listen, you might say they are refereeing the game, which is something they said they would never do, but they lied again, as they always do. Let's be honest. But but at the same time, like 120 yards back. Yes, you could say it's 120 yards back, but I think it's, even if it's 120 yards back, even though it's 120 yards back, I mean, I think they did the similar case for the Real Madrid against Almeria game 2 years ago, where Almeria scored like 120 yards back when there was a foul on Bellingham. So even if it's 120 yards back, it's still, you could still disallow the goal. So yeah. By the way, when I'm saying they are liars, I'm just being bitter because we lost. But in all honesty, it's a fair, it's a right decision to disallow the goal. The guy, he stamped on Lisandro Martinez's feet, and I think he pulled the shirt of him as well in the back as well. So it's a foul. It's soft, but it's a foul. So I think that was the right decision. And then when you look at the third goal, before Argentina scored the third goal, there was two fouls, two moments where it could have been a penalty for Egypt to make it 3-2. One was the one Tagliafico on Salah. I don't think that's a penalty because Salah, he touched or he touched the leg or he clattered into the leg of Tagliafico, and then when he clattered, and then he lost control of, I think, and Salah lost control of his body, and he started to fall down, and he had Tagliafico after hit him after, but Salah hit him first, and then he after that, he started to fall down, like he lost control of his body, and he started to fall down. So I don't think that was a penalty in my opinion. And people say, "Oh, that was a similar case to the second goal that was the Salah by Egypt." No, it's not, because if you look at the Salah goal, that was stamping on his feet. Whereas the second one, Salah, Tagliafico, yeah, he touched Salah, but he didn't like stamp on his feet. And Salah touched him first, also. He clattered into his leg first, also, and he lost control of his body. So I don't think that was a penalty. The one where the McAllister one, again, yeah, you could say that was a bit of pulling, but I feel like the player. I think that I don't. Sorry, I honestly don't remember who it was, but I think yeah. If you guys know it, and McAllister was pulling the shirt of who was it? Let me check. I think that was Yasser Ibrahim, one of our players. I don't exactly remember because obviously it was a crazy game yesterday. But let me look at it again. Sorry. Yeah. By the way, back to the Salah situation. Salah. Tagliafico won the ball. By the way, Tagliafico won the ball. Let's not forget that. And when you look at the situation where McAllister pulled one of our Egyptian players' shirts, I still don't know who, but he pulled one of our players' shirts. I think that one of our, I think who that is for us, I don't know, but I think that was a kind of like that was he made it bigger than it is in my opinion. So I don't think that was enough to warrant this. But yes, McAllister pulled his shirt, but I don't think that was nowhere near enough to give it as a penalty. So yeah, I know like I don't think so. I think the referee generally made the right decisions. However, I would say the when I think it was the Clafico or one of the Argentinian players where he slapped the face of Ashur. That I mean that should have been a foul. That shouldn't be a yellow card. But if you look at the game generally, I think the referee. Listen, even regardless of those decisions, the referee either way had a very poor game. He had a very poor game. Let's be honest. He generally had a very poor game. But when I look at most of those decisions, the Salah situations, the McAllister situation, the goal that was the Salah, that was the right decision. But the Salah situation and the McAllister pulling shirt, I don't think that was enough, in my opinion, to warrant that as a penalty. But even though generally the referee, I don't think he had a good game. And I think the slapping the face of Ashur, I think that should have been foul for and a yellow card as well. So which the referee didn't do that. So yeah, I mean, of course, of course, there's a lot of conspiracy theories by a lot of people saying that FIFA and FIFA want Argentina to win, FIFA want Messi to win, and so on, so on. But I don't buy those conspiracy theories because listen, unless they like, there's no evidence that Infantino wants Messi to win, as people might say, like unless there is evidence of it, like Trump, said about it. There's no evidence of FIFA wanting Messi to win. So yeah, like listen, obviously after that, Mustafa Ziko was very angry. He said that the tournament is rigged. Congratulations for Argentina for winning the World Cup. That the tournament is rigged. They want Argentina to win, and Hossam said it's not fair, and so on. And he said it's a disgrace. They want Messi to continue for marketing reasons, and so on, so on. And listen, Hosam Hassan and Mustafa Ziko understand their frustrations because obviously we gave everything as a team. We gave everything, the performance that we had in the match. We